Oh hey, didn't see you there. So what exactly is it that I'm doing here? I'm baiting a trotline. This is a semi-automatic trotline baiting system, and as you can see from the footage you just saw, this is a very fast, efficient way to bait a trotline, the fastest there is, and I'll go ahead and explain it to you a little bit. So basically, the way it works is, it's a foot pedal down here. I just go ahead and jog it, like so, and it runs this shiv right here, and the beauty is in the clam bags. So I went crabbing today and actually use these clam bags, and you know the crabs come right up it. Today what I did is I went ahead and I did some prospecting to go ahead and find where the crabs are. Alright, so here I'm testing how the line comes out after using the semi-automatic trotline baiting system, and it's coming out pretty gosh darn good. I haven't even put a freaking hand on it yet. I need to go ahead and grab it. I'm holding the phone with one hand here and laying the line out after baiting it with that thing. So, you know, it lays the line in there the way it's supposed to. Alright, just laid my line out, no issues whatsoever. I mean, it came right out just the way it's supposed to. So you gotta, it's so quick baiting up with that freaking thing. Like, you gotta actually consciously think to go around and press your line down and take a look at it every now and then. It's crazy. And of course, no issues with the winder. Pulls it in perfectly. I mean, it's just a zipper on there. Works great. All right, I'm out in this big water now, getting ready. I just laid this out 2 seconds ago. Got like 50 billion freaking sailboats all over the place, scooting all over the place. Hopefully none of their freaking keels drag my line anywhere. I'm pretty deep. I went ahead and moved. There wasn't much going on up in the creek. So, all right, ran her that time and caught two. And I mean, it's only a freaking 800-foot line. It might even be 600, but it only sat for a second. So those are some pretty freaking crabs right there. So the zip bags work. They catch crabs. I'm gonna go ahead and I think I know where there's probably a couple more crabs and what I'm doing here and a little bit more protected. So I'm gonna run it again, go ahead and capture some video of the zip bags actually working, and go ahead and pick it up and move it and see if I can't find something better. Okay, with these red orange bags, see what happens is crabs are not colorblind. Okay, basically what happens, the reason that the red and orange catch a lot better than the black and whatever else people are talking about stealth, they go, the big good male crabs will go after the red bag because what they look for in a peeler is bright red claws. And so that's kind of just like a trigger for them to, you know, it's an attractant to go ahead and make them go towards stuff. So I mean, crabs are not colorblind. And the females, see, before and after they slough, see, they kind of act like they take out their contact lenses when they're sloughing, because their exoskeleton is composed of the crap over their freaking eyes too. So when they're molting, that stuff like loosens up from their freaking eyes. So what it does is it makes it so that everything's all freaking blurry like 3 days before they molt and like 3 days after they molt. Freaking crab on the first bait. All right, so all I'm doing is scouting today. That run, 2 freaking nice crabs, and it only sat for a second. That line's only, you know, it's only got 60 baits on it, so, you know, it's like 600 foot or less. So, you know, that's not too bad at all. So this is definitely where I'm gonna go ahead and crab tomorrow. Looking rough going back. Another thing about these bags is what this cloth stuff will do is it'll actually hold some of that brackish water on the clams and keep them fresher for longer. So when I go all the way open tomorrow, I'll be able to catch a whole bunch of crabs with all my trot lines baited with these bags. So it's got a zipper on it, and all this zip bag, everything is all patent pending right now. So as you can see here, the zip bag, boom, you know, I sell these, and I'll show real quick here. That's how these sell. And I also include some orange zip ties. Of course, you know, you're gonna have, these aren't cheap, so you're gonna wanna go ahead and fix them if something happens with them. And I'll show, you know, how easy it is to, you know, you get a hole or something in it, you'll just be able to unzip it real quick, put your zip tie on the inside, so this part is all on the inside, and of course cut that off, and you'll be good to go. It'll add more longevity to the bags. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the table. They also are for sale, and you know, it's a really nice freaking table. It fits this perfectly, and this bucket here for your old bait, it pops in and out just by pressing it. Boom. Real simple there. It's got a nice PVC top for, so the baits just slide right across it and everything, and all the lumber is all pressure treated and what have you. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the actual device here. So, what we got going on here is, okay, this is the final version that's actually for sale. The only difference between this and the one in the previous frame is it has an extra clamp over here, and it has a bearing over here with the housing, just to give it a little bit more stabilization and to increase the life of the drill motor right here. And what I'm going to do here in a second is I'm actually going to go ahead and set up a timer and the camera and actually show me doing this whole entire, it's got this line right here, has 60 baits on it. It's roughly 600 foot, and I'll go ahead and show how long it takes me to do to unbait and rebait a 600 foot line. So I've been thinking about this and working on this for years, and I finally have something here that, from what I'm seeing here, is roughly 50 to 75% faster than the old way. So we'll go ahead, I'll go ahead and show that footage right now. I'm gonna go ahead and set that up and show how long it takes me to do 600 foot line, and go ahead and go crabbing tomorrow and show this thing, the baits on this thing in action. From what I saw today, it works great. Alright, so it was 14 minutes, and I'll figure out the exact, it was 14 on the freaking dot. I'll figure out exactly how many baits per minute, but I mean, that's, to bait a freak, so for a 1200 foot line, it would take 28 minutes, and I just started using this freaking thing too, so I don't even have the freaking skill down or whatever. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that's a game changer right there. I mean, a lot of guys, they don't even want to use clams just because of the time involved. And that was unbaiting and rebaiting. The way I built it is so that you can take the whole freaking thing apart and put it back together. It's not like other stuff that people build and it's like impossible to work on or what have you. This is for watermen. And, something, whatever, from years of use, you're going to have issues eventually. People build stuff. They like to think that it'll never break down. And I guess, I don't know, maybe that's why they build it so you can't take it apart. But stuff breaks. And, you can take this whole freaking thing apart and put it all back together. It's not built so it's impossible to take apart and put back together. It is a piece of machinery. And, of course, you do need to learn how to operate it and operate it correctly for it to give you the most benefit. Another thing about this is it's not like this dreaded task like baiting a line. Like, it's nice, you're sitting there and you got a little bit of downtime because you're just pressing the pedal waiting for the next one to come to you. All right, my friends, we are getting ready to go ahead and head out, and got all my gear on the boat. And as you can see here, that is a very good example of 100 pounds of stuff in a 10-pound box. And it's like super duper early. Somebody's like, what is super duper early? And I'll tell you what super duper early is, Cap. I'll tell you right now. Super duper early is the type of early that you can't even find on a clock, okay? When they try to find a military time, it starts saying negative. That's super duper early. All right, rolling right along here. Gonna be at the spot, start laying my lines out here in about 3-4 minutes. All right, got all my lines in the water. Gonna go ahead and do one round real quick, get everything all nice and straightened up, and then I'll go ahead and do some filming. All right, so first round, caught 10 beautiful crabs. I mean, they're beautiful crabs. They'll fill up a basket really freaking quick. But one of the lines, the new one I have, I did a thing about this in a previous video about the new line doesn't catch as much. I laid it in the least likely spot that I thought I would catch crabs because it's new, and I was just like, whatever. And, it didn't catch one crab. The other two, each of them caught 5 each. So I was like, all right, so I went ahead and moved it to a little bit shoaler water. And that one was in like 10 foot. I went ahead and moved it to around 8 because it seems like I'm hitting them right around 8 foot. So I went ahead and moved that. And last night it took me under an hour and a half to bait all this freaking line. It's well over 3,000 foot. So I mean, I'm like less stressed out about, oh, I gotta catch crabs, like just because of how much less time it took me to bait up. Like, I mean, that's such a freaking game changer, that semi-automatic trotline baiting system. Jeez, look at this guy. That's a freaking whopper. It's a 12-inch disc. Well over 8. Tide's getting ready to turn. Had a good round that time. Almost got a basket. 3/4, maybe a little bit less, 2/3. And then there's this freaking guy. This guy is just freaking huge. My gosh. Alright, just about got my basket full, so alright, I've got everything packed in the boat, all my lines in, and I've got a very solidly packed freaking bushel of pretty much all extra large jumbo freaking crabs. I mean, they're just incredible freaking crabs, and they're all absolutely rock hard. So a little bit after 9, I got down here at probably 5 o'clock. So, when I put all my time together, I actually made a lot more per hour today because of the semi-automatic trotline baiting system. So, I mean, that's freaking awesome. That thing will pay for itself in no time. Off the boat price for crabs right now, I mean, those are ridiculously nice crabs, but The off the boat price is $200 a freaking bushel. I've never seen it that high ever. Not to mention how late in the freaking year it is. It's mid-July and it's still holding that. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that's almost like the buyers are like, all right, so we'll give you this and try to make everybody freaking go out and bring them a little bit so they at least have something to sell price. That's ridiculous. I've never seen that off the boat. So if you're interested in the semi-automatic trotline baiting system, shoot me an email at semiautotrotlinebaitingsystem@gmail.com and I'll go ahead and hook you up with that to you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.